Greetings, comrades, and welcome to the Rad Gaming Podcast. I'm Pescador, and in this episode of the podcast, I talk to Josh. Josh is just a fellow game enthusiast just like myself. We discuss the new craze in theme hotels, gamers cashing in on their big video game streaming contracts, and a new technique to help kids with ADHD. The Rad Gaming Podcast is sponsored by, you guessed it, Centofiore. Centofiore is the lifestyle, is the fashion brand, and they have a ton of comfortable clothing. I just purchased myself some sandals from Centofiore, and they are extremely comfortable. You need to pick yourself up a pair of them. If you don't have them already, they are amazing. I wear them everywhere. That is CENTO-FIORI.com. Also, the Rad Gaming Podcast is part of Big Heads Media. With that said, on to the podcast.
No, you do know you're live.
I'm live right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You are live right now.
That's awesome. Josh, did you see the video game themed hotel they have now?
I've seen it. The Atari was making one. Wasn't it? Is that the one you're referencing?
Yes.
The Atari hotels?
Yes.
Oh, geez. I got to pull up a video of that real quick. Because I have the pictures of that.
Yeah. No, they plan on bringing the hotel to 8 cities across the U.S. They said Phoenix, Los Angeles, Denver, Chicago, Seattle, San Francisco, Austin, Texas, which is awesome because I'm going to go visiting soon, but not obviously not going to have it done, but that's sad. But and then San Jose. So yes.
I mean, when you look at some of the designs of these, they're pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is probably one of my favorites right here. Just how you have the Atari logo on the side.
Yeah, I know, that's really sick. And I can't believe they would even think of doing something like this. I mean, tying a video game into a hotel.
Well, I mean, especially when you look at other countries such as like Japan, for example, a lot of times they've kind of gone away from video games and kind of gone into more pachinko machines now. So
yeah,
I don't know who owns Atari now. Is it a Japanese company that owns it?
That's a great question. Honestly, don't know. But I know that Cartoon Network had a hotel chain as well. They just opened up one in Lancaster, PA. Which is crazy because I know that I used to live in Pennsylvania, so I know that PA in Lancaster had like a huge Amish community, and it was a beautiful city. Though the surrounding areas were gorgeous and things like that. But it's strange to think that they opened like a Cartoon Network themed hotel in Lancaster, PA. But it's crazy they're opening themed hotels now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a kind of a trend that's going on now, but I do have to say, take a look at the stuff the hotel actually has. I don't understand why they would choose this particular area. Are there any like tourist destinations here? I mean,
I don't know.
But let's see.
Like Lancaster, they had a lot of like shops and things like that. I didn't really see when I was. This was, may I remind you, this was like about eight years ago. When I went to Lancaster, and they had a lot of shops, a lot of eateries. There's quite a bit of things to do around there. It's a bigger city, but I don't think there was that big of a draw, I guess, for Lancaster. I could be completely wrong, but it's. I mean,
you would think they'd build this like nearby, like a major tourist destination, such as like a theme park or something. But yeah. I'm looking at this. Like, let's see. I'm just taking a look at this. Let's see. 1 king bed with tub. 1 queen bed with bunk bed and shower.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. That's probably going to be the cheaper one, right? I'm curious how much they charge for rates.
You might have to see room rates for that. But I know the Atari.
I see it coming up to your feed here. So let's see. Let's see the amenities. 49-inch. Hold on a second. Let's pull the microphone closer for this. Make sure everyone understands.
Yeah, keep the microphone closer. It sounds better.
Oh yeah, that's how you know when it's getting to get really sexy.
There you go. Yeah.
49-inch HD TV with streaming capabilities. Twin size bunk bed. Each bunk has its own 32-inch and custom reading light. Custom Cartoon Network channels. Each room has its own Wi-Fi hotspot, so the whole family can stay connected. A mini fridge, a Keurig coffee maker. God, I wish we still had those around work.
Yeah. Right?
A hair dryer, bulk shampoo, body wash, and condition. Well, don't most hotels already have that?
I mean, all they seem to offer that's different is a Cartoon Network themed hotel and Cartoon Network channels. And that's like it. But every room seems to have like a splash of Cartoon Network in it, which is kind of cool.
Now, I do have to admit, though, I will show you the kind of thing that caught my attention here. Let's see. I just did this, and let's just see. We'll just see how much it costs. You know they're probably going to charge extremely for this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I
$109 a night. What is that? $169.
That's for King, though. That's not bad.
That's a king. That's not too bad.
No, that's not awful.
I would expect a bit more around like a major tourist destination, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
1 queen bed with bunk bed shower. Now, I thought they actually had like actual themed rooms we could pick. Let's see.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they do, which is shocking because
it just seems like it's all random rooms based upon. Oh, there we go. Adventure Time.
Oh yeah,
$339 a night.
Oh my god, the Powerpuff Girl one.
Oh, dude, that's your shit right there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely my taste right there. $339 a night for a Powerpuff Girl room. I can't believe it. Just around, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I can't get the I won't. The scroll just broke. So great, thank you, website.
Yeah, I know. Really great. Got some good stuff, but no, that's crazy, and I can only imagine what they're going to incorporate into the Atari themed hotel.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
Oh god, let's see. I'm trying to think. What Atari hasn't made any games in a long time. That's the only problem I see.
Not that I can recall.
That I can recall. No, I mean, but the question is though, is it going to be like classic Atari? No, like the retro games. They lost a lot of rights to some of those old games, or is it going to be like more of their modern stuff for the Atari hotels?
That's tough to say. I mean, I heard classic, but I read the article front to back, and I didn't see anything about really what they expect to do with it just yet. I know that they said that they have 165 rooms that are kid friendly. So that's what you got. I don't know how to work with that, but I mean, I'm excited to see as it progresses what they plan on having in each room, and when it does open up, I want to make it a point to go out and see one to see what they have.
Time to do a road trip to one, man. See, it would be interesting to see, but I can only imagine how much they'll charge for it.
Yeah, I don't know because they're only opening up 6, but then again, the Cartoon Network, I don't know how many there are around the world.
But the only good thing, the only coolest thing I do think that comes out of that though, and I accidentally closed the actual in-stream link. Let me open it up real quick. The coolest thing I do think that they actually do offer, and there are a few things that I do like that go come on Cartoon Network, but on the Adult Swim side, the only good thing they actually still have coming, well, actually they do have, is the actual store.
Yeah.
Now, technically, there's only, to my knowledge, in the U.S., there's only one other store, and that's Atlanta, Georgia, at CNN Center.
Really, I didn't even know that there was another store.
Yeah, the Cartoon Network store in CNN Center. The only bad thing is with that is that they took most of that store and cut it in half to expand the CNN gift shop.
Go figure.
But if you haven't been to that one, it's actually quite interesting.
It's located where? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Atlanta, Georgia, at CNN Center.
Oh yeah, I'll have to check that out then. Jeez.
Yeah. So it's really cool. They do a lot of kind of like this is kind of the front of it here, but it's kind of cool. So whatever show they got going on, they'll show right here. But as you can see right here on the side, right where that glass is, starts CNN's gift shop. Yeah. And it used to be the Cartoon Network store went from there and kind of expanded over, and it was kind of half and half. But then they split it. It was like, oh well, apparently people want more CNN gifts. But
you would think that Atari is going to try to do something similar to that then in their hotel. I mean, they'd have to have a gift shop, right?
You would think. I mean, you would definitely think. But the only, I'm just trying to think though, is that, I mean, I've always kind of wanted Cartoon Network to expand out a little bit more because the other thing too is that now that they cut the store in half, they also cut it in half again to add an Adult Swim section.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was kind of cool because even though CNN Center, it's kind of a weird place if you ever get a chance to actually go there. It used to be an actual theme park. what most people don't know. It actually used to be a theme park based upon some kind of children's series called HR Puffin Stuff.
Never heard of Puffin Stuff. What if I?
Yeah, it's some kind of weird series. I have to kind of pull it up here, but it's so it was an old theme park that was actually open there, and CNN bought it and made it to their studios, and then decided to turn the actual center of the of the actual theme park into an actual cafeteria.
A cafeteria?
Yeah, it's actually like you actually have like fast food restaurants. There's a ton of different restaurants there. There you can sign up for the tour shops and everything. Me being a troll, I wanted to kind of go there and be a troll. I wore a Fox News hat just to kind of mess with them.
Yeah.
But the theme park was originally based upon this series here.
Dude,
which
that is the creepiest thing. It looks like a giant, like a saggy,
it's like a giant tadpole or something.
I was gonna say it looks like a saggy, like a lemon with hair and eyes, like but long ways though.
It kind of does. Let you mention it. Yeah. It kind of does.
Super creepy though.
Yeah,
it's the mayor apparently. Oof.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be the mayor. I don't want to live there. I definitely don't want to live there. No.
But
we can get far away from that place.
You know what would be really sick if do they have a Rick and Morty themed hotel anywhere? Is the question I want to know. Now that my mind's open to all these worlds of crazy themed hotels, I actually kind of want to know.
Probably not. And just because I don't really think that'd be. Well, let me stop. Let me stop myself. I was getting ready to say I don't think there'd really be a demand for something like that.
Get out of here, man! I would love to go to Rick and Morty themed hotel.
Well, you say I say that there probably wouldn't be a demand for it, but there was that Taco Bell hotel that opened. I don't know if you heard about that one.
Yeah, that was a while back though, wasn't it?
No, that was just last year, wasn't it?
You might be right, actually. Now that I think about it, I felt like it was longer ago, though. Like,
no, I wanted to say it was just recently, but they didn't. It didn't. It wasn't like a permanent thing. It was just kind of like a week or so.
Yeah.
But it apparently they had all kinds of crazy stuff, such as like a custom area where you could order food while you're swimming in the pool.
Wait, so where's this one at?
No, I think it's already closed up. It was a limited time thing.
I'm sorry, where was it at? I should say.
I have to look that up. I don't remember, but I mean, where was that at? I gotta look that up now. You got me wondering.
No, I'm like really confused right now.
It was out in the desert. I remember that. So it's gonna be the
so Las Vegas, maybe.
No, it was outside of that.
Arizona.
That's kind of a
like
lot of
somewhere in Arizona, Nevada. I don't
know. Palm Springs, California.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, they had all kinds of craziness, such as like hot sauce packet, pillows, yoga. You can actually order Taco Bell to your door.
See, no, that doesn't seem like you can get much of it out of that theme of Taco Bell. But if you think about Rick and Morty, think about the demand that was for the Szechuan sauce because of that one episode. Like, they brought it back because of that.
Don't say Szechuan sauce, man, because you know what that brings up.
What does that bring up? Terrible memories.
No. It brings up that oh god, what's that kid's name? The kid that did the epic freak out inside of inside of a McDonald's over the Szechuan sauce.
Someone freaked out because of Szechuan sauce?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No, not at all.
Apparently it was a prank, but the guy actually walked in and started flipping out because he couldn't get Szechuan sauce.
Oh, yeah, he stayed up. Yeah, I remember this now. He's just screaming. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Apparently he's Pickle Rick. He's Pickle Rick somewhere. Yeah.
No, but got a nose hair. What up my nose?
Yeah, I love how I don't know. I don't have you up on screen, but yet everyone in the background can still see you, digging through the nose hair.
I can't help it. My beard's going out of control. But
it's called a razor.
I know. I need to start investing in them, but gotta like the beard. So no, I think that it would be awesome if they brought a Rick and Morty themed hotel. Just imagine the amount of people that want. Would you go? Is the question.
Absolutely not.
What? You don't like Rick and Morty?
I'll be honest with you. Okay, hate me as much as you want. I am not a huge Rick and Morty fan. I don't really find it too terribly funny. Occasionally, I find it funny, but now you got to remember, I found some really strange shows funny growing up, and one of my absolute all-time favorite ones, and I don't know, gosh, I'm trying to think the best way to describe it, but I mean, I do like crazy shows.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. Rick and Morty is just not my forte. Now, granted, I did like crazy things growing up, such as like oh god, what was it that used to be on Cartoon Network? Space Ghost Coast to Coast. That was probably one of my all-time favorites, where Space Ghost is just out of work. I don't know if you ever seen that.
I remember Space Ghost. It's been a while since I've seen it,
yeah,
but I don't remember
where
that
he's just basically a talk show host.
Yeah.
Is out of work. Like, yeah, he's pretty washed up.
Toonami, right?
Yes.
Or is this Adult Swim, like late at night?
Yeah, this was Adult Swim back in the early days.
Yeah. I remember that now. Okay. But no, that kind of stuff is really funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, just not my forte, man. I
to
never.
Each their own.
I watched a little bit of it. I just could never really get into it. Some things I was like, hey, that's pretty funny, and a lot of things I'm just going, eh.
What about like Star Wars theme?
Bad news. I'm not a Star Wars fan.
That's right. You're a Star Trek fan. That's right.
Yeah. I'm absolute Star Trek fan. Now, granted, I will pray. I will gladly kiss the ring finger of someone who can make me a good Star Trek. Because right now, Discovery, I hated Discovery. I gave it 4 episodes, and I hated every moment of it. That's something you could torture me by making me watch. And then I went over and I just started watching Picard, and that is blowing my mind because nothing makes sense. It's like, wait, what? And don't get me started on that because I will rant about that.
Hey man, I never got into Star Trek, to be honest. I mean, it's not that I got into Star Wars. I just kind of picked up on Star Wars a lot easier than I did Star Trek. I think I started into Star Trek a little too late. I started Star Wars when I was younger, so it made sense, the storyline. I followed it pretty well, and I kind of liked it as it progressed, but I never really got into like Star Trek as much as I hate to say it. But to each their own, man. That's what's the great, this beautiful world.
The problem is, though, is that Star Trek has always had kind of like a fundamental principle, and now you got these new guys are coming in going, screw it, we're gonna do our own thing.
Is it because that they felt that it wasn't well received by fans in general, or they felt like they can maybe pull in more people by changing the script?
Yeah, a kind of a little bit of both. I mean, there's always been fans that have always loved it, but the whole thing is that they're trying to attract Star Wars fans into it. But what they're doing, though, is they're basically taking what's already been canon and established and just going, no, it doesn't matter. Like, so with the Picard series, a lot of it's him dealing with a lot of stuff that's happened to him, such as the destruction of Romulus and stuff like that. And the destruction of Romulus is canon. But before that, though, Picard and Data were supposed to lead evacuations of it.
Yeah.
They said, Data doesn't exist now. He was killed. Well, wait, but how did he lead it in this other canon? We don't care to explain it. Okay, and then in Picard series, go ahead, Data has a daughter. Wait, what? A machine has a daughter? Yeah, she's flesh and blood. What? How? What are you guys smoking? It's just,
they changed it quite a bit.
Them just going like a dartboard, seeing what throws and sticks to the damn wall. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's just constant. What?
Yeah.
But the whole premise of it, though, this is what drives a lot of people crazy about the way Discovery and Picard series is laying out, is they're trying to make a political statement. And no one in Star Trek original series and Next Generation made political statements, but they weren't going, take this constantly. And that's what they're doing. Like right now, they're basically saying, they're basically trying to take U.S. politics and throw into it and throw it into your face.
Yeah.
That's not what Star Trek was about.
Oh, they're taking like present day scenarios and tying into their own kind of, I guess, scenario in the show, but obviously twisting and changing characters around and making it kind of relate to today.
No, and I do agree with chat. Discovery is real shite. It is really shite. The thing is, though, is that what they're basically trying to do is they're basically trying to make us like. So, look at an example. There was an episode of the original series, where Abraham Lincoln comes up to Uhura and start talking about racism. To her, she's never heard of it because This is the future where it doesn't exist. No one sees this. But what they're trying to do now is trying to Sir Patrick Stewart's made a statement going, well, because England is leaving the European Union, we're effed. Everyone's effed. And they're making political statements based upon that. So because of the destruction of Romulus, robots rose up, or synthetics rose up and destroyed the shipyard the shipyard construction area, which somehow blew up the freaking planet, which you haven't explained that yet. So we destroyed the shipyard and then ignited the planet. How? Who knows? So they're basically stopped evacuating Romulus because Romulans are bad. We must stop it. And it became xenophobic. It's just like, just stop with the political statements. Just, if you want to make a statement, just fine. Do it the right way, how they did it in the original series. But absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. The other thing too is just like, they're like every single, like, for example, in the original Star Trek, they were never like going, this character's gay. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, we knew characters were gay and stuff like that because, like, in the Next Generation, you saw dudes walking around in female uniforms. But they're basically just now going, look at this! Look at this! It's important! No, it was never about being in your face.
Yeah.
I told you, don't get me started because I will rant about this for hours because I don't like what they're going the direction of it.
I know.
I loved Voyager, Next Generation, the original series. I didn't care for DS9. Enterprise doesn't exist to me.
No, I never got, like I said, I never got why they changed things. If they have a winning formula and they have a group of people that really like that series or that type of show, why do they change these things? Even today, they do that in video games constantly, or even other shows that they've reintroduced back into the wild. Like, what did they change? The Ghostbusters just recently. You know, that they changed it to a female cast, and that's fine. But like, it's when you have this great film that everyone grew up to love, you know, with Bill Murray and things like that, and they change it over to a new female cast to try something different. I understand that they're trying to, you know, the times are changing. They're trying to introduce women into this movie, but I think it was a wrong move, and they tried something different when it, you know, when the formula before worked.
Well, see, it's not just that; it's how they did it. Now, see, if they would have basically like what looks like they're doing with Legacy, Ghostbusters Legacy, I'm really hyped about that because it looks like they're doing it the right way, which is, hey, here's the story of 1 and 2.
Yes,
we're telling the story of 3 of how we got to 3, not just going, here's a new one. F all the past; it never happened.
Yeah, right. No, that's what I'm suggesting as well. I mean, they just, I don't like when the storylines don't, if they're like happening in the same realm, make them interlap somehow or something. But like, I think they're bringing back, actually, I remember reading an article, they said they were bringing back to making it like a cameo kind of for like Bill Murray and like a few other the older Ghostbusters that are still alive. So
yeah, so what they're doing is they're basically telling how we got from 2 to 3 and how it's progressing into the future. That makes sense.
No, it makes
sense. So just basically going, none of the other stuff ever happened. Plus, I'm sorry, I did see the Ghostbusters 2016 one, and they had some of the worst casting ever. And that was such a god-awful movie. Did
you actually end up watching it? I didn't see it just because I kind of went off on everybody else's statements and saying that it wasn't a good movie, so I didn't waste my time.
I kind of I wanted to do the same thing, and I said, you know what? I'll do it just to see what happens. Yeah, it's something that needs to be something that is on Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's how bad it is. And really? Chat brought up a good one. Ocean's 8 was a complete bomb as well, with what Chat's saying too. That was true.
I'm trying to even think of Ocean's 8. I can't even think about it. So I guess that's how I've seen all the oceans, but I don't remember that one.
I'm trying
to think of Ocean's 8, but I can't. It just escaped me.
Your mind is just blocking it off. You could not.
I guess so.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock was not that good of a cast in that. I do agree with that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to put this all together, but I still can't.
Your mind has blocked it out.
It's
good.
No,
he's got to go look it up now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm sitting here thinking way too much. I'm like, no, that was that one. That was this. Yeah, I'm still trying to think about it, but no, but like, I know that they're remaking video games. I know that the third, what was it? They just did Resident Evil 2. Now they're doing Resident Evil 3, but they're changing some of the plot. From what I remember, they're changing some of the way that the story plays out. From what I remember reading, but I could be 100% wrong. But if that's the case, why would you do that? I mean, they might make it better. I don't know, but it was a great received game. Like 3 was a great game. I remember playing 3.
See, so I will say this much though, is that I do like it when they redo a series. For example, and there was a right way to do it. Resident Evil 2. God, that's a great game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just taking the original game and bringing it into the future, and absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Chad. Remastering, remaking's bad. Remastering's better. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Bring the graphics up. Make it to the game that everyone always wanted it to be. It's truly amazing. I loved Resident Evil 2. I still haven't finished playing it. Plus, I love the mod. There's a friend of mine who took who's on Twitch at A Fellow Trap. He decided to take the mod for Dr. X, and there's a Dr. Disrespect mod for it. So whenever he comes in the room, it starts playing the Gillette theme, and he looks just like Dr. Disrespect coming in to get you.
Did you see the Thomas Thomas the Train mod for him? What was it? He just comes in, rolls into the room as Thomas the Train, and it's hilarious. I'd love to see that mod. That'd be so funny. I would die laughing. Thomas is coming to get you, boys. That's basically what it was. It was really funny. I just remember seeing it for a split second, but people come up with the best mods, and I love it. That's why I love Skyrim. They had so many mods for it. Made it such a fun game to play. But I know that there's a rumor. Did you see that there's a rumor for Elder Scrolls 6 that they're starting production on it?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
I saw an article a couple days ago that they claim that they saw Rex out for the game. So they were posting. Bethesda was posting some Rex for looking for some developers that were to bring into new character layouts and things like that. But it was suggesting some kind of RPG, and they wanted to bring some new elements to that RPG kind of game. So everyone's speculating that it's going to be Elder Scrolls 6.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm really excited if that's the case, because boy, do I love me some Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I did find that clip I was talking about. I want to show it to you this quick, because it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
This comes from my friend. This is what the Dr. Disrespect mod looks like for it.
Oh, please let me see this Dr. Disrespect.
See? Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
As it gets closer, you hear the Gillette theme playing. And then here he comes, boys! Dr. Disrespect's going to get you.
Dude, that's Did you see that they think, talking about Twitch streamers, did you hear that they think Ninja was paid somewhere between $20 to $30 million to switch platforms?
I did read that today, but the other thing too is Shroud, who also went to Mixer as well. That's the one that got hurt the most. I think I read somewhere he kept roughly a third of his viewership audience when he went over.
Ooh.
He's like the only one that it didn't really pay off for,
Yeah, but I'm sure he had a huge payout.
Oh, he got money.
Well, then he's fine. I mean, he lost a lot of viewership, but I don't know how long the contract's for.
But at some point, that money's got to run out. You know what I mean? At some point,
but he still has sponsorships. He still could compete. It's the thing. He could do a lot of things. I'm sure his contract doesn't say that as long as he rocks the tag for Mixer and doesn't say anything about another streaming platform, he's fine.
Yeah, true. And chat brought up something pretty interesting, I think, too. Mixer does have a lot of good stuff going for it.
Oh yeah, of course it does.
Yeah, the one of my favorite things is the FTL. The pretty much no latency. That's amazing.
The latency blew my mind.
Yeah. The only thing is, I wish they had an affiliate program. I mean, to even try to do remote of anything in there, you have to have 2,000 followers, which kind of sucks. Yeah, faster than light is their latency setting. It's roughly what? On Twitch, it's roughly 7 to 10 seconds of latency,
something like that. But it's 1 to at the most 3, I think, for
yeah,
Mixer.
it's 1 to 3 seconds with FTL on Mixer when you set that setting on.
Yeah, and that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, truly amazing. I've never seen anything quite like that.
I know that they incorporate also, like, they did group streaming for a while before that was the thing on Twitch. So they did that for a while, which was really cool. So you can stream with a whole bunch of people on the same screen.
Yeah. You're talking about the co-stream option. Yeah,
Yes,
that's really cool. But the Twitch has introduced it, but it's only for the
just
partners
recently,
still.
yeah.
So, but what I do think Mixer does have nice going on is that they let anyone use the co-stream option. You don't actually have to be your partner or any of that other stuff. Yeah,
I think Twitch is just trying to get partnership to make it look more appealing to individuals so they can reach partner. I think that's the only reason why they introduced it.
The thing is, though, can you really... that's the thing, though. 2,000 is a lot different than 50. You know, that's a huge jump in difference. I mean, if they would maybe come down to something a little bit more reasonable, maybe they might get a lot more people to jump, but I don't really think you're going to get to 2,000 as easy as you would get to 50 with Twitch. I mean, it's like our friend Hunter, for example, great guy. He's got, God, how many followers does he have on this channel? That's a good question, for example.
Thousand, right? 2, I think.
Let's see real quick.
I don't know.
Because that's a good question. Like, in his case, and I don't say this to be, like, mean to him or anything. He's got 1,799 followers.
Close to 2,000, yeah.
But on average day of stream, he's roughly pulling 10 to 15.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of one of those yin yang kind of things. Is it really worth the jump to it? I mean,
and I'm not trying to sound rude to anyone that enjoys Mixer. Mixer has a smaller viewer base.
You might want to start that sentence over again.
I was saying that Mixer has a smaller viewer base, and I'm not trying to sound mean to anybody, but that's just the truth. It has a smaller viewer base, and I think it's easier to get discovered on Mixer if you're just starting out, as compared to Twitch, which has hundreds of thousands of streamers, and you can get lost easily in the sea of streamers in there. So, I mean, in that sense, it might be easier for people to just start out now on Mixer. But, I mean, in my opinion, it's going to be very, very, very tough to transplant your viewers from Twitch now to Mixer.
Basically, from one platform to the other, basically.
Yeah, unless you're some crazy big streamer. But you even said Shroud had a hard time transferring his.
I gotta find the exact article. Oh God, let me see if I can find it now because I'm typing it up.
No, but I mean, I even saw that more people from FaZe Clan were actually supposed to switch from Twitch to Mixer, and that I can't remember the names of the individuals, but they're getting like $10 million to do so. So Mixer's pulling out all the stops, man. They're just trying to get big streamers over there, so you get the bulk of viewership over to their area, and once they feel like they get more awareness of their brand and what they're capable of doing, they think that it's going to bring more viewers over. Will it? I don't know.
Yeah, that is a good question. So, but I found the actual article here, and it comes from VG 247. But Shroud actually lost, and hang on a second, I got to get this to actually. In.
But only 15.
Shroud lost 2/3 of his viewership.
Only 15% of his Twitch audience. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So that really come to bite him pretty good. I mean, that's a huge bit. I mean, granted, you do have the contract. You are making money from that. Like I said, at some point, it just seems like, when is that going to run out? I mean, to get sponsorships, you gotta have viewership. You gotta have people.
You're right.
Companies willing to pay for it.
But what are you comparing them to? Are you comparing them to Mixer numbers? Because I'm sure his Mixer numbers are extremely they're well off. They're very good in the
Well, apparently the article is saying that with the amount of viewers he got compared to Twitch between Mixer he lost 2/3 of that number.
Yeah.
So what the exact number he has now is, I don't know, but
I wonder if they locked himself in a contract with said companies for a period of time, because that's still possible, even if he's not pulling his large number of viewers. I mean, maybe he's still locked in a contract for a while with, whatever companies he signed off with. So he might be still just coasting on everything, man. I mean, I'm sure he's fine.
Right, riding the cash wave, pretty much.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said,
absolutely,
people are Twitch is losing streamers left and right. I mean, I know that some people, who was it, just recently said that they're going to sign back. They're staying on Twitch because that's where they started. Who was it? I can't remember. It was another big streamer. It happened just recently.
I remember that name, but I cannot even remember what they said exactly to even find it.
Yeah, I know. I just remember seeing the video on Twitter saying that they were staying with Twitch because that's where they started, and they want to continue to work on themselves on their platform of choice, which was Twitch. So I'm sure Twitch dropped the money because now it's a competition of just throwing money right now. In my opinion, whoever can throw the most money towards the bigger streamers and get them to jump ship. I mean, that seems to be the goal nowadays.
Yeah, I do find it interesting though too. It's Epic Games. Okay, yeah, they're the creators of Fortnite. Sometimes Fortnite gets a lot of flack. Hey, I do like Fortnite, I will admit, but I will say this much though: they are signing a lot of outside agreements for their Unreal Engine, man.
Do go on. I'm sorry. I keep on.
They're the ones that own Unreal, right? Or am I thinking of different? Who owns Unreal? Am I getting? Yes, it is. It is Epic Games.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So Epic Games has been doing partnerships. They've been branching into television networks, which has barely been interesting.
Really, I didn't know that. I know that they're reaching out to other companies to get their exclusive rights for a while on the Epic Games Store. But I didn't know they're reaching out to television companies.
Oh, no. So I actually have a friend that actually works at the Weather Channel in Atlanta. And they actually, let me see if I can find the actual video. They actually got licenses for the Unreal Engine so they could do augmented reality in
for weather?
Yeah, for the weather.
Really? That's actually really interesting.
So they're able to pull off, content such as like what you see here, where they're able to destroy where they're able to destroy the entire studio through the Unreal Engine.
Oh, so they have like is it augmented reality you said? I'm sorry?
Yes, augmented reality.
Okay. So they basically build a replica of in the room that they're currently in and then have it come in and destroy it? That's
so
awesome.
You kind of see this clip right here through the Unreal Engine. What they're basically is they're kind of explaining what a tornado does. And kind of speed up here a little bit. And this tornado will come through the monitor and actually start destroying the studio.
That's really neat.
So they actually are able to show, they actually would bring debris.
And this is thanks to Epic Games.
Yeah, through the Unreal Engine, they're signing agreements. They actually just did one, which is kind of the reason
awesome.
why we did this.
So Epic Games is not only dabbling in
bathroom in here.
You're saying that Epic Games is not only dabbling in the video game department, but they're also selling this kind of technology to weather people in general for this
television networks in general.
I wonder what other things.
This is the kind of stuff they've been doing with it here. I'll kind of speed up a little bit. They're actually able to use actual footage of the studio and combined it with the Unreal Engine. So then they're able to kill the lights to the studio.
That's pretty
and then switch over to a replica of it in the Unreal Engine and destroy the studio.
Oh wow, that's awesome. You could get a really good feel for it. I mean, it's crazy how technology is taking over our world and how you can get so immersed in it. I know that they're I wonder if they're going to sell it to companies as well for HoloLens and things like that.
That's actually where I'm going with that. So Kotaku is reporting that Unreal Engine is actually going to be now used for the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. Wait, what? So how do they plan on using that? They putting...
I was trying to scroll to that part, and now my computer's just locked.
Oh, I was saying, are they going to put, people to pay money to be placed, quote-unquote, in the arena to watch the football game happen, quote-unquote, live? Is that what's going to happen?
To it? No, what they're going to basically be doing it for is creating virtual sets for it. They got the 2019 set from for Fox. For Fox Sports' women's soccer here. I'm going to pull this up. They're actually kind of using it to show. Oh Jesus! Every time I pull up one thing up, audio.
Man,
top of the audio.
You gotta mute your channels.
I know, but they can actually create virtual sets without having to build anything. Well, too much, and then they're able to then go in and do things such as like recreate plays and other crazy stuff like that in Unreal Engine. The amount of stuff you can do with this engine is pretty insane. And it's kind of interesting that they're taking it now from the video game world and branching it out into more.
I mean, technology is just it's unreal. It's taking over. Like, look at the market for video games now, like companies in general. Like, everyone's branching into video games because it's just such a lucrative business. Like what was it? Verizon's like breaching their pockets in there. Apple is just branching out into the arcade. You know, like there's so many companies that are just dabbling in it.
Google's Arcadia.
Yeah, Google Stadia. Google Stadia is, another one.
It was a disaster.
It was, but I feel like they were saying, hey, guess what, guys? We kind of entered into the gaming realm. Know that we're here. We're going to improve upon this. But I think that they had all this money. What else are they going to do with it? Like, why not try their foot in video games?
It's gonna basically be.
It is you're right.
Apple Pippin, because this is not the first time Apple's been in the video game world. They made the Apple Pippin, which blew up in their face and didn't sell.
Yeah, but this time they have the market. I'm saying that they have a ton of people. Like, back in the day, Apple was not really as big as it was now. It's ubiquitous. Most people, I'll say most people, about half the market has iPhones now. A lot of people own MacBooks, not compared to back in the day. No one really had it.
So you're talking about mobile gaming more than just console gaming.
I'm talking about, anything that involves Apple. Now they can target their specific devices, and then people can play that kind of stuff. So it's easier to reach their market, I guess you could say. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, and like Verizon is just targeting. They want to introduce some kind of streaming service, kind of like Google Stadia almost, so video game streaming. I don't know where they're at in this step. I read this a while back, and they said that they want to do this. But now with Google Stadia coming out and a few others trying to follow suit, I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be other companies that are come forward and say, hey, guess what? We designed something. Here's this new streaming device or new streaming service. I mean, man, there's just so much
Let's be
stuff.
real. You said Verizon. Verizon's gonna F it up. Anything Verizon, as somebody who worked for Verizon Wireless, anything Verizon touches blows up in their face. And the reason for it is they don't care about the customer. They don't care about anything but how much money they can make off it. So if they can shove it, I mean, they can make the world's worst game ever. They basically pulled the original Atari when it came to ET.
Yeah.
Oh, can we sell 5 million copies? Okay. Throw it out the door as long as we can get money off of it.
But it doesn't matter. That's the thing. The companies like Google, like Verizon, they have a ton of money. Like, they can take the financial chance to make something video game related. If it works out, they make even more money. If they lose out, so what? They're down a couple $1 million. It's not a big deal to that kind of company. I mean, they just scrap it and they just move on and they're like, okay, well, Verizon's still a great cellular service company, so we still have cell phones. Good for us, But if it works, they look like a genius. They're like, okay, well, I sell cell phones. I can target mobile games. I have this new gaming system, like a new gaming service. Put them both together. Get a phone out that's like supposed to be for gaming, and boom, you have more money coming through.
True. Also, by the way, breaking right now, it has happened. Destiny 2 is now back online.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying it was offline.
Yeah. So looks like Destiny companion app features have been re-enabled web, mobile, and third party, and the game has now returned to normal after they sent the game down earlier today, as reported, because after a hotfix, players were losing currency and materials. So let's see when they sent the game down.
Supposedly they were rare materials though. They weren't just like kind of like common, easy to get items. People were losing very, very like rare drops, and that's upsetting. You spend so much time playing that game, and all of a sudden, hey, guess what? You don't have that anymore. That's awful. That's like one of the worst things you could possibly think of in that kind of game.
It went down at they sent the game down at hang on, let me switch cameras. It looks like they sent it down at roughly about 4 p.m. So it's been down for about 5 hours, but this isn't the first time with that. Fallout 76 was having a similar issue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. Basically, players were So there was God, they keep getting even more. Oh, looks like they reversed it. So Bethesda Bethesda keeps getting all kinds of craziness stuff happening to them. So we'll kind of start with the original. I'm going to pull that up here now for you. Oh, what do you mean error occurred? Oh, okay. So the original issue was that people were getting their stuff stolen out of their inventories on Fallout 76. Now, originally, Bethesda told them, there's nothing we can do. You're kind of out of luck.
Yeah.
And it looks like they finally gave them their stuff back. And also, they gave them 8,250 atoms, which is what, $8.25. I mean,
we're sorry. We're so sorry. We messed up. Here's some money. It makes it all better, and your stuff back. But Fallout 76 kind of just they just I know, right? I was thinking about South Park as well. No, just that whole game in general, I feel like it was rushed to production, and I'm so sad that it was dropped because the concept was awesome. I was really looking forward to Fallout 76, but they really dropped the ball. Same with Anthem. They dropped the ball on Anthem, and it stinks. The idea behind it was awesome.
I mean, honestly, I love Fallout. But looking at Fallout 76, when they announced it, I already knew it was not worth it because Fallout is able to. Well, Bethesda could do one thing: make bugs. Okay, let's admit it. They're famous for making bugs. And you're trying to tell them, you try to tell a company that's famous, that's great at making bugs, they can do an online game? No, you're asking for trouble, man.
I mean, I feel like Bethesda was really good at making amazing games. Their games were so vast, and I can understand why there's so many bugs, because if you do the testing their development, that's a lot to test. There's a lot of things to test. So I don't blame them. But if you look at a game what was that World Wrestling, the WWE game that just came out that had all those bugs.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It just so terrible.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of Fallout 76, here's the most recent one. Bethesda had to roll back characters because a hack into the game allowed hackers to remove clothing from the actual players' characters.
Great. Oh man.
It's like at this point, from the moment that Fallout 76 was announced, they just cannot catch a break at this point.
No, it's sad to say that people put so much time and effort into this stuff, and it's just bad things just happen.
Your mic keeps cutting out, buddy. Sorry about that. We didn't catch any words you said. Sorry.
Oh, well, I was just saying that it stinks that someone some developer goes in, makes this game, puts so much time and effort, and then someone just comes in and destroys it. I mean, but such is life, I guess.
I mean, when you make a game, you're gonna have bugs, but let's admit,
absolutely.
Bethesda has, of course, they're gonna make mistakes, but they have basically taken a mistake and gave the middle finger so many times to gamers.
Oh man, dude, no one's bigger. I love Bethesda, and they do have bugs, yes, but no one gave them more a bigger finger than EA when it came to Anthem.
True, you're right on that.
Dude, they even bricked PS4s. That happened. The game somehow made the PS4 a brick.
I remember that.
And then they're just well, that sucks. Sorry, guys. They decided eventually to give people their money back and help them with their things, but only after a certain point. And then they patched it, and it still happened. And then they're like, they patched it. Sorry. Guess your PS4 is broke.
Yeah, I know Bethesda came close to actually passing EA because of Fallout 76 when it came to the whole debacle of it, because you had the collector's edition where they promised you one thing, you didn't get the actual item that you promised.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, here's 500 atoms, and they get the exact same bag in the game. It's double the amount. Then they were caught putting things on sale that was a regular price.
Yeah.
Oh god, it just kept rolling. They almost passed EA as being one of the worst companies, and trust me, EA is garbage when it comes to customer service.
I can attest. I guess I've had some pretty bad experience with EA, but I'm not gonna lie. I do like their games. I do play Battlefield a lot. I play Battlefield probably every other day. for the longest time. I love Battlefield. It's either COD or Battlefield, and I'm a Battlefield player. I played so much COD as I grew up, and I just can't play it anymore. Just the same game, and same as Battlefield, but I mean, I don't know. Did you, talking about EA, did you pick up Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order?
No. Because it has, the first 2 words tell you why. Star Wars. It just didn't hold my attention.
Oh, that's right. I keep on forgetting that you...
I'm sorry. It's not going to hold my attention. It's just like, okay, I run around with a plastic lightsaber. Let's do something.
Plastic? It's not plastic, but I got you.
Please, that's exactly what it is. Look at my giant glow stick.
Whoa. Someone's gonna have some fighting words at some point in time, I'm sure, in chat. But no, that's I got your point. Is there any games that you are looking forward for?
Not right now. The only ones I'm really looking forward to are just like simple titles. I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan, so that's coming up.
Oh yeah.
On that, I love it. You just made me think of one thing. I can't life me what it was. My brain just lost it. It had to do with what we were just talking about. Crap. We were talking about Star Wars, Battlefront, EA, and...
A giant glow stick is what you said. I heard that word.
What was that?
Giant glow stick. Animal Crossing.
Nope. Train of thought's
dude,
gone.
every single game I was so excited for, except for, and I don't want to say it because I'm so worried that it's going to get pushed back and I jinx myself, but dude, I was so excited for... what was it? Cyberpunk 2077's pushed back. Like everything's.
I wanted that so bad.
Oh, it's now September. It was it's like in the spring, but now it's next fall. Dude, it's so sad. It's every time I turn around, there's another game being pushed back, and the poor movie, what was that? Uncharted movie keeps on just getting pushed back. As a new producer, every time I turn around, like, just, man, it's a bad time for video gamers right now when it comes to games. In my opinion, there's like nothing. I heard the new Dragon Ball Z game was really good, but other than that, I'm not really looking forward to anything except for The Last of Us Part 2. That's what I really want to get. That game I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I've seen stuff on it. I'm not totally sure on it. I mean, like I said, I kind of wait for games to come out now. I don't want to buy the hype, and the game that killed the hype train for me was No Man's Sky. I was all aboard, like, oh yes, this game's gonna be great. And no.
Talking about games that drop the ball, yeah, No Man's Sky kind of really dropped the ball on that one.
Credit where credit's due. They finally got the game
and
promised everything they had, but it's just like for the very beginning, just no.
They should have. I know that people are going to argue with me when I say this, but if that game, like, if the game was dropped as bad as it was and I was the head of that company, I would be like, all right, what we need to do is completely scrap the name, change the artwork a little bit, and rebrand and call it something else. And just say, like, this is the new game launching, because like, people just stay away from, they have a negative connotation with the name No Man's Sky. So yeah, but I mean, like, I've played it since they've done all the updates to it. It's actually a really good game now. But like I said, though,
but I mean, at the very beginning, all the stuff they kind of promised. I mean, if you get a chance to watch it, Internet Historian, the guy on YouTube who kind of does funny videos,
yeah,
he did a breakdown, and I think he did kind of a good idea. He tried to break down both sides of it, and now that he kind of explained what he thinks the head of Hello Games' story was, like what he thinks happened with him.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for the guy now. I mean, I really can't see him as a bad guy anymore.
Maybe you can explain, because I don't remember the story, to be honest. I remember hearing it a while back, but I don't remember what happened. Yeah,
so the way it goes is that they wanted to have all the stuff in the game from launch, but Sony came in, they had their studio flooded because of flooding in England. I think they lost some things. It's a huge, long thing he went on it.
Are you talking about data-wise? Like, they lost data, like, on the game?
They lost some, but I don't think they lost all of it. I'm trying to remember. I can pull it from memory. The other thing, too, was that, oh, God, what was it? He just, he just, like, this is, like, the studio was making those smaller games beforehand.
Yeah.
and this is kind of their major breakout game they've been working on. Sony comes up to him, offers him money, but they put strict deadlines in effect.
Oh yeah.
And he kind of made it feel like, the guy's just has 2 kids, just had a kid or something like that. And he kind of made it feel, and he kind of made it seem like this is what he made it think why he may have promised it, because it was in the beginning, but at the same time though, he kind of points it maybe towards Sony with it. I mean, it's an interesting documentary if you get a chance to watch it.
So you're saying that basically he was going to have all this stuff in place when he went to go launch the game, but because Sony came in and enforced strict deadlines, that he kind of threw it up the door really quick and just said, "Okay, well, it's done. Here you go." Yeah. Okay. And if you get a chance to watch it, it's from Internet Historian. It's really good, and he tells, aside from the gamers, which everyone knows, they promised all this stuff. He kept promising it, never happened. Then he kind of plays devil advocate and tells his side of the story, which I've never seen the guy do. He does really mostly funny videos, like ha ha, kind of stuff. Like where he read My Immortal, acted out with his friends. Yeah. But he'd actually told both what he believes both sides of the story was, and it actually made me change my opinion on it. Really?
I kind of feel bad for Sean Murray on it.
I'm gonna have to look at it then, because I don't know too much about it, but I actually wouldn't mind knowing a little bit more.
Yeah, remind me. I'll send you the link to it afterwards. It's actually really a good one to take a look at.
I'm gonna have to. The last thing I wanted to bring up to you is, and hear me out. Just let me finish this, because I know what you're gonna say, and that's okay.
Oh God.
No, I know, but we're gonna go here anyway. So, the World Health Organization did come out and say video game addiction is a disease or disorder, whatever you want to call it. And they said that, the reason for gaming consistently, constantly over, I think it was like a couple hours each day for like the entire week, that you can be diagnosed with this disorder. But did you know that apparently doctors just said that they could prescribe video games to people that have ADHD that can help them conquer that or focus better?
In a world, everything's addiction. Get into your underground bunker and hide. Now, I will have to admit, hi, Dummy, what's going on, man? Welcome to the chat. I would have to say, though, anything can be an addiction if you let it take over your life. But at the same time, though, it kind of goes back to the whole, violence in video games argument. There's been studies that show, there could be a correlation, but there's never been, an actual direct causal link. Yeah. I do see. Oh, geez, the studio lights just went crazy on me. There we go. So I do see where there have definitely been using video games for things like that, such as with autism and people who have social anxiety disorders, using VR and putting them in virtual situations, such as to help them with that. Yeah. So as long as you don't go Jack Thompson, that crazy lawyer kind of thing, I mean, you're probably gonna be fine.
No, I mean, just it teaches them skills that they have trouble, or they have social anxiety to kind of do. It helps them focus. And it's funny because having them or introducing them to a video game, it sounds contradictory, because you're giving someone that has ADHD the capability to start playing video games, and people have this, or a lot of parents now, since this whole video game disorder came out, have this negative connotation of video games. But now they're trying to use video games to actually help with ADHD, and it blows my mind that this is a controversial topic right now. Because what would it matter if whatever it is, it's a tool used to help kids learn. So
I mean, anything can be used as a tool to help someone learn or help someone overcome things of it. The problem is I think what you see people with, as I call them, the old-fashioned. Well, back in my day, we rolled out the tire down the street for entertainment. But and then, or for example, oh God, I just remember recently, I was helping my parents with something of that. I had to stay over there pretty long, so I brought my laptop. I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm gonna play some Fortnite. Launch it up. Why are you playing such violent games? Okay, when I play this, you yell it's too violent. I play Mario Kart. You tell me I'm playing kids games. Make up your mind. There's not a middle ground with it.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. But with that said, I just feel like the older generation doesn't get it. I also feel that a lot of the studies that have been around video games. There have been studies that show that video games are actually very good for kids to do depending on how much they play. And I do agree that playing a lot can be counterproductive, but there are studies that show that video games actually do enhance certain skills for kids, such as problem solving or reflexes, things like that. Like there's a lot of actual benefits in social skills as well. Playing online games, of course, you can't play single player games to get social skills unless you're talking to NPCs, which is horrifying to think of.
Oh god, especially if it's like a Bethesda or Skyrim type NPC.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, I just feel it depends on who does the study. I feel that there's so much in the air. I feel like there's so many extreme cases that this needs to be studied even more closely. Like, I just feel like there's just too many extreme cases that some people might have video game disorder, but then again, some people might have music disorder. People play music too much. Like, people love playing guitar. They play guitar all the time consistently. It gets in the way of everything, but you don't see that as a thing because I don't feel like it's such a controversial topic. They find playing instruments is a constructive pass of time as compared to a video game, which is, it's counterproductive. You're not accomplishing, quote unquote, accomplishing anything. So they feel like it's counterproductive.
What I was going to say though is that if you want to see what the biggest cause of like video game addiction or anything like this, I worked a summer at a GameStop. The biggest problem with it is parents not getting involved with their kids' lives. That's it.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've had GameStop had a policy. You come in and wanted to buy Game X. This is Splatoon, so it wouldn't really count. Okay? We were required to read to you what's on the back of it, especially if it's an M-rated game. Hi, Miss Karen. Little Timmy wants to get Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Just to let you know, this game is rated M. And as you can see here on the back, it tells you it has the following. Are you okay to buy it? I'm up at the counter, aren't I? I'd like to still buy the game.
Right?
They're using it as like a babysitting tool. That's that. And then when it happens, though, is when people.
Oh, like Grand Theft Auto 2, for example. Like, you're right. I remember I worked at GameStop and the newest Grand Theft Auto came out. And then I was like, this game has adult content, correct? Like, it's very bad for kids. And they're like, well, I'm buying it for them, so it's fine, obviously. Like, all right, well then don't come. Like, I remember talking to my manager the one time, and he said that the one lady he sold the copy to came back the next day and freaked out because he let her walk out with that game. But he explained her all the risks, like, hey, this is a mature game. Your son or daughter should really, like, if she's that young or he's that young, should not be playing this game. She's like, it's fine. I'm buying it for him anyway. We wanted it. It's going to be his or hers. I don't remember the gender of the kid, but yeah. But anyway, like, it just blows my mind that parents are so naive to the fact that they're just like, my kid wants it. My kid's going to get whatever. And then when it comes down to when they really pay attention and actually pay attention to the kid, they're like, oh, holy crap, what are you playing? Something you allowed your kid to play, apparently.
Well, I remember one of my favorite stories when I worked there. I can't remember what the game was. I want to say it was Grand Theft Auto. I don't remember which one it was exactly. But I do remember I telling her all this. And she's telling me, well, he's mature for his age. And he's down there picking his freaking nose. I'm going, I just wanted to say something so bad going, right, yeah. Yeah, let me know when he eats that too and tell me how mature he's really being.
Right? It blows my mind. I really don't get it, but it's exactly.
Chat's right. They absolutely, a lot of people are too blind to the consequences of it. Like, especially great. There are some great games that are probably great for like people up to it. That's why the ESRB system exists. Yeah. Even though it existed, it kind of came out because of Mortal Kombat. Let's be real, but at the same time though, parents need to be a little bit more involved in kids' lives and understand what the heck they're doing instead of just blaming everything on it and being Jack Thompson. And before we have another Jack Thompson, thank God he lost his legal license where he can't sue video game companies. This guy went and sued Rockstar every time they turned around. Yeah, well, they released the game Bully, and because of the game Bully coming out, it's going to cause rampant violence in schools. Well, what's your evidence? Oh, well, there's been studies. Well, the game's not even out, sir. And he would never have an answer for it. Eventually got to the point where he went up to a Florida court trying to sue Rockstar, and the judge just went, "Okay, you're crazy. We're revoking your license." And he's never gotten it back, which has been great.
Yeah, I mean, just people like that in general, they think that they're... I used to work at a school district a long time ago, and I'm not going to speak for every parent because this is not true for every single parent out there, but a majority of the people that I see come in and really are actually upset with the teacher, they only see it one-sided. They only hear their, son or daughter's side of the story, and they just automatically believe that whatever the kid says is the gospel truth. And multiple times I've heard them say, like, listen, you're wrong to the teacher. Like, my son or daughter is absolutely correct. They're 100%. They know what they're talking about. I trust them. And that's the thing. Like, parents just kind of want to just turn a blind eye. They say that their kid is the best kid, and giving them this video game that's supposedly supposed to be terrible. It's a scapegoat kind of. And I don't want to get into politics, but kind of like the whole Donald Trump kind of goes into blaming video games for the rise of gun violence in the United States. I'm not here to debate anything at all. I'm not against Republicans or Democrats at all. I'm an independent. This is what it is. But what the point I'm trying to make is the fact that because gun violence is something that Republicans kind of stick to. They don't want to blame it on guns, and that's fine. I understand that. It's not the gun's fault. I understand that. But they need to blame it on something, so they found an easy scapegoat in video games because they don't get funded through them. They don't get paid for their campaigns through video games. So now that they kind of focus the attention on video games, everyone just kind of goes, oh, that's the easy scapegoat, video games. Video games are the cause to all of our problems. Our kids aren't doing well in school because of video games. Kids are inherently violent because of video games. And it's just a sad, effect that had because so much attention now is on video games, and it just sucks.
Yeah, that was kind of the whole Jack Thompson argument, is that he would always just blame everything on video games, such as everything. And I can't remember what it was. He sued, I can't remember what it was. There was a school shooting. I can't remember what it was. But he actually tried to sue, I think it was id Software or Bethesda. I can't remember who it was. But he tried to sue them because he said they trained on the game Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, there's a gun. My mind still hasn't been wrapped around that concept. Okay. In Doom, there's no reloading. Who taught them how to reload? There's more going on to that than just that.
Yeah. Well, just that I think that with our day and age, these things are just going to be coming out more and more. And because video games are so ubiquitous, I think that's going to be the biggest scapegoat now.
True. But like I said, there was a study that done to show that violent people tend to play violent video games, but there's never really been a correlated link. Well, maybe it happened down the line. Who knows? But, I definitely get, but Des calls emotions. Trust me, if I get a bad snipe shot in Fortnite, I'm pretty peed off at that point.
Yeah, and even in your chat says he's played shooter games and it actually did affect his mood. And yeah, I did find changes in my mood, but also...
Can you take a look at your mic again, pal? You keep cutting out in and out again.
Oh, I was saying that it did affect my mood playing video games. Sometimes it did get me frustrated. Sometimes it did put me in a bad mood. But it's tough to kind of... I try to stay away from the situations. I don't play those games so much anymore. And I guess that's the job of the parent as well, to kind of steer their kid away from playing those types of video games. And I know it's very tough to do so, but it also can be, I guess, monitored if a very attentive parent can see that their kid is playing a game that it actually is causing them to get upset, frustrated, mad. And like I said, I try to stick away from them now that I know what games actually really stress me out and piss me off. So it's kind of a balance between knowing your capabilities and your limits and then addressing that.
Oh, yeah. That's absolutely it. I think you nailed it perfectly.
But man, that was a great podcast. That episode, I actually really enjoyed it. It was really fun. So thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, I did too. Absolutely.
And thanks for listening to this episode of the Rad Gaming Podcast. Be sure to rate and subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. I release a new episode every Wednesday. And as always, stay rad. comrades.